What's going on, everybody? All right, so today I want to talk about the top villains from the live action Transformer movies. All right, as always, hit that subscribe and let's get into it. All right, look, check this out. All the live action Transformer movies I've liked, and I really enjoy what Michael Bay was giving us when we had got the first three. All right, and like, don't get me wrong, of course, the fourth one is my favorite, and the fifth one, The Last Night, was completely a mess, but it still had its good. All right, now check this out. Like I said, I want to talk about the main villains and what could have and what should have been done with these characters. Of course, you have Megatron, that he's always going to be the main bad guy, and he's always going to appear in all the films regardless. All right, except Bumblebee, because I don't know what happened, they just didn't put him, and I don't know, it just didn't make the final cut. That's sad, because his design is nice, and overall Megatron is always a nice character to have, as your villain. And of course, when you have in the second film, the Fallen is kind of, he was whack, honestly. I just wasn't feeling that character, and he's just not, to me, he wasn't that much of a threat, and I'm glad they finished him off and they took him out, and Optimus did what he had to do to take him out. All right, on the third one, Sentinel was a prick, honestly. Like, I knew since the beginning, I was like, you can't trust him. Like, he looks like the type that he's gonna just like backstab you and betray you when he gets the chance, and that's exactly what he did to Megatron. He did the Megatron, and he also did the Optimus. And that scumbag, he got what he deserved at the end. And overall, I enjoyed it, especially how Optimus tells Megatron, he's like, hey, look, he's the one that's gonna be running you, so either you take him out or he's gonna be running you. And Megatron did the right thing. He was like, Optimus, you're right, let me take him out. And they take each other out, and it was dope. And then Optimus, for the win, he goes and takes out Megatron as usual. The fourth one, Galvatron, also known as Megatron, if you want to say. Galvatron was pretty interesting. I liked him, don't get me wrong. He had the spirit of Megatron, but at the same time, I feel they should have done more with him, because they were focusing more on Lockdown. They had like two villains, but come on, man, focus on one or the other. Like, are you gonna bring in Megatron / Galvatron, or are you just gonna focus mainly on Lockdown? Because it was like a 50-50 type of thing in that movie. And Lockdown was a badass, don't get me wrong. He was very, very ruthless. That character is straight up, man, like, even though he's a bot, but man, he has no heart whatsoever. Like, he was just, his mission is to take out the Autobots, and he was succeeding and all that. And another one, he was also a prick, and like, don't get me wrong, he's nice and everything, but man, like, that dude was a badass, honestly. But at the same time, it's like, I'm glad what he got, and he got also taken out. Like, straight up, these villains, man, like, Decepticons, they be having awesome designs, and like, I don't know what it is about them, but man, in the end, man, like, I'm telling you, justice always wins. And come on, man, just gotta side with the Autobots, real talk. Of course, you have The Last Night, which, like I said, was a mess, because The Last Night, I want to say something real quick, along with what we got in Rise of the Beasts, they both tease Unicron. That's something that, as a fan, it upsets me, because they're just teasing it. Michael Bay did that, and then you have the other director, I can't remember his name right now, the one that did Rise of the Beast. Why would you tease these big villains and not do anything? And that's another thing too. Why would Hasbro allow it? Oh, let's just tease it, but we're never gonna do anything with it. You get what I'm saying? That's like teasing Thanos or Darkseid, but again, you never do anything with them. And it's like, of course, in Avengers, you got Thanos, that he did everything, and how it ended and all that. But then again, you get in Justice League that WB, along with DC, if you want to say, they didn't fully use Darkseid, and that's a character that I want to see in action. And then here you have the main threat, that's Unicron. You're talking about a planet. That's how badass he is, and they didn't utilize him. They just teased him. He was about to win. They should have just built something towards it. Do another film that it's just all of them going at it. You got Decepticons, Autobots, you got the Maximals, you got Predacons, you got everybody going up against Unicron, a big threat like that. You get what I'm saying? That's just a wasted character. That's how I feel, you know? But overall, the movies are dope. They're awesome. They're entertaining. And of course, in Rise of the Beast, you also have Scourge. Scourge was a badass. That character, his design, his vehicle, just who he was and what he stands for. Oh man, he's straight up ruthless also. You know, and his, like I said, he's a badass. You know, I really enjoyed him. I wish we could have got more of him. You know, like I wish they didn't finish him off so early in the movie. That's another thing too. I don't like when they make movies and then they finish off a character too early. At least do 2 films with that character and then finish him off or something. But then you have characters like Megatron that this dude has been in literally every movie. You know, and it's like, come on, all right, that's kind of enough. But at the same time, I get it. That's the main villain that he's always gonna be there. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts? As always, hit that subscribe, drop your comments, and until next time.